Starting and share screen. So today we're gonna be talking about agroforestry and global warming. So let's begin with global warming. All right. All right. So what is global warming? Global warming is the unusually rapid increase in the Earth's average surface temperature over the past century, primarily due to greenhouse gases released as people burn fossil fuels. The global average surface temperature rose 0.6 to 0.9 degrees Celsius, 1.1 to also known as 1.1 to 1.6 degrees Fahrenheit between 1906 and 2005. And the rate of temperature increase has nearly doubled in the last 50 years. Temperatures are certain to go up further. So this is basically talking about the increase of global warming in the past few years. And, you might think it's not a big deal. It's only raised by 0.3 degrees, but a slight change in temperature can affect the environment really badly. So this is from 1880 to 2000. This is how it's been. The annual global temperature change. Wait. All right. So as you can see, if we go back here, 1906 to 2005, you will see here how really it was a really big deal. So now the effects of global warming. Microsoft PowerPoint security notes. Hold on. Okay, yeah. So here are some effects of global warming. First thing is the melting of glaciers. So the gas we keep putting in the air, who can explain this? The melting of glaciers. Aiden Bihari, do you know anything about the melting of glaciers that affects global warming?
The melting of glaciers will create a plethora of problems for humankind and the animals living on Earth. Due to the increasing global warming, the levels of the sea will rise, which will lead to flooding, and this will, in turn, create havoc in human life. Apart from rising the sea levels, hamper the balance of the ecosystem.
Okay, so the next thing is climate change. Irregular weather patterns have already started to show results. Increased precipitation in the form of rain has already been noticed in polar and subpolar regions. More global warming will lead to more evaporation, which will cause more rains. Animals and plants cannot easily adapt to increased rainfall. Plants may die, and animals may migrate to other areas, which can cause the entire ecosystem to out of balance. So as you can see, it really is a big deal that's going on with global warming. We're not going to go through all of this because we don't have all the time for that. So rise in droughts. While it may be flooding the savanna, severe drought is happening elsewhere in the world. As the temperatures are warm, the presence of drought has increased in the western US. And add on top of that, the heat waves and no precipitation, whole forests have begun to disappear, including tens of millions of trees in Colorado's Rockies. So as you can see, it's gotten rid of tens of millions of trees. That's a lot. And this is happening because of global warming. So a large scale of evaporation will be the major cause of droughts in many places, particularly Africa. Although it is reeling under the huge pressure of water crisis, increased global warming would further make the situation worse and will cause malnutrition. So, as you can see, this is so the global warming is making the water from the earth evaporate too fast, and it is like so it's causing a drought. And we can't go through all this. Let's move on. There's a okay, there's a bunch there, but we can't go through all. All right, let's see. Causes. The causes of global warming. So as you can see, this deforestation, we covered that. Deforestation. Use of vehicles. The use of vehicles, even for a very short distance, results in various gaseous emissions. Vehicles burn fossil fuels, which emit a large amount of carbon dioxide and other toxins into the atmosphere, resulting in temperature increase. So you see how this is all connected. We got chlorofluorocarbon. Okay, hold on. Um, okay. All right.
Separated with is chlorofluorocarbon.
Yeah.
Chlorofluorocarbon.
Chlorofluorocarbon. So that's a new word. You guys can learn that. Um, and with the excessive use of air conditioners and refrigerators, humans have been adding CFCs to the environment, which affects the atmospheric ozone layer. The ozone layer protects the Earth's surface from the harmful ultraviolet rays emitted by the sun. The CFCs has led to ozone layer depletion, making way for the ultraviolet rays, thereby increasing the temperature of Earth. So we're cooling ourselves down, which is making the Earth turn hot. So just use one fan. Don't put on the AC and the fan at the same time. So the ozone layer is a region in the Earth's okay. The ozone layer is a region in the Earth's atmosphere that contains high concentrations of the ozone and protects the Earth from harmful ultraviolet radiations from the sun. All right. So okay, admit. Yeah.
The ozone layer is found in the lower portion of the Earth's atmosphere. It has the potential to absorb around 97 to 99% of the harmful ultraviolet radiations coming from the sun that can damage life on Earth. The ozone layer was absent. Millions of people would develop skin diseases and may have weakened weakened immune systems. However, scientists have discovered a hole in the ozone layer over the Antarctic. Antarctic. This has focused their concern on various environmental issues and steps to control them. The main reasons for the ozone hole are chlorofluorocarbons, tartriclide, chloride, methyl bromide, and hydrochlorofluorocarbons. Let us have a detailed look at the various causes and effects of ozone layer depletion. Ozone layer depletion is a gradual thinning of the Earth's ozone layer in the upper atmosphere caused due to the release of chemical compounds containing gaseous bromine and chlorine from the industries or other human activities.
So let's just stop right there. So as you can see, there's a hole in the ozone layer, over Antarctica, right? Yeah. So this means that the ice in Antarctica is melting, rising the ocean tide, and that's one of the effects of global warming. And let's continue. Wanna continue reading, or someone else?
I'll continue.
All right.
Ozone layer dep- okay. Ozone layer depletions is a thinning of the ozone layer present in the upper atmosphere. This happens when the chlorine and bromine atoms in the atmosphere comes in contact with ozone and destroys the ozone molecules. One chlorine can destroy 100,000 molecules of ozone. It is destroyed more quickly than it is created. Some compounds release chlorine and bromine on exposure to high ultraviolet light, which then contributes to the ozone layer depletion. Such compounds are known as ozone depleting substances, ODS for short. The ozone depletion, the ozone depleting substances that contain chlorine include chlorofluorocarbon, carbon tetrachloride, and hydrochlorofluorocarbons, and methyl chloroform, whereas the ozone depleting substances that contain bromine are halogens, methyl bromine, and hydrobromofluorocarbons. Chlorofluorocarbons are the most abundant ozone depleting substance. It is only when the chlorine atoms react with some other molecule. It does not react with ozone. Montreal, Montreal Protocol was proposed in 1987 to stop the production and import of ozone depleting substances and minimize their contraction in the atmosphere to protect the ozone layer of the Earth.
Okay, we're gonna pause reading for a little bit. So this is just environmental issues. So the so so as we can see, some causes. You got the ozone layer depletion is a major concern and is associated with a number of factors. The main causes responsible for the depletion of the ozone layer are listed below. So, of course, we've seen this chlorofluorocarbons. Chlorofluorocarbons, or CFCs, are the main cause of ozone layer depletion. They are released by solvents, sprays, aerosols, refrigerators, air conditioners, and more. So as we can see, what this relates back to the fans example. If 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 you are overusing your fans, it's going to heat up the earth, and it's going to be releasing these chlorofluorocarbons. All right. So the molecules of chlorofluorocarbons in the atmosphere are broken down by the ultraviolet radiations and release chlorine atoms. These atoms react with the ozone to destroy it. So basically, the radiations from the sun is supposed to destroy these CPCs, but it's not doing that because we're releasing too much for it to handle. And yeah. Isaiah, would you like to read? Read from unregulated rocket launches. So those are like fireworks, I believe.
Unregulated rocket launches. Researchers say that the unregulated launching of rockets result in much more depletion of ozone layer than the CFCs do. If not controlled, this might result in a huge loss of the ozone layer by the year 2050.
All right. So this is basically fireworks, and they're apparently worse than the CPCs, but that doesn't mean you should be doing you should be releasing CPCs. It's still bad. All right. So nitrogenous compounds. These nitrogenous compounds are NO2, NO, N2O. Yeah, those are highly responsible for the depletion of the ozone layer. So we're gonna stop there for now. Um, so now yeah, okay, let's move on here. And okay, will anyone like to read? Isaiah?
Yeah.
Okay then. Yeah, Aiden, go ahead. Start from industrial development.
Okay. Industrial development. With the advent of industrialization, the temperature of the Earth has been increasing rapidly. The harmful emissions from the factories add to the increasing temperature of the Earth. In 2013, the Intergovernmental Panel for Climate Change reported that the increase in the global temperature between 1880 and 2012 has been 0.9 degrees Celsius. The increase is 1.1 degrees Celsius when compared to the pre-industrial mean temperature.
So next thing is agriculture. Various farming activities produce carbon dioxide and methane gas. These add to the greenhouse gases in the atmosphere and increase the temperature of the Earth. So if you're wondering what this is, farmers sometimes spray their crops, and it, it's they spray their crops to make it look better. And yeah, correct me if I'm wrong. So overpopulation is the next thing, apparently. Increase in population means more people breathing. That's interesting. This leads to an increase in the level of carbon dioxide. That makes sense. The primary gas causing global warming in the atmosphere. So Okay, hold on. Okay, gonna do this. Hold on. Okay. Okay. How do you stop overpopulation? I don't think there's a way, is there? I don't think you can. Okay, so I don't think there's a way. I'm not sure though. Wait, what? Okay, so here's some solutions to global warming. Reduce, reuse, recycle. Use less heat and air conditioning. Change your light bulbs. Can anybody tell me how changing your light bulbs applies to solving global warming?
Saber, I can tell you.
All right.
The radiation or the heat.
All right. Yeah.
Well, you should also switch to using low voltage light bulbs, which can consume less energy.
Yeah. All right. So buy energy efficient products, use less hot water. Yes, that makes sense. Because use the off switch. Plant a tree or two. Yes, plant a tree or two. That helps a lot. It helps clean the air. Okay, next slide. Oh wait, that's the end. All right. So we got one more. We got agroforestry. So agroforestry. What is agroforestry? All right, agroforestry is a land use. Okay, hold on. Okay. I think it's opening the link right now. Okay, agroforestry is a land use management system in which trees or shrubs are grown around or among crops or pasture land. This diversification of the farming system initiates an ecological succession like that in the natural ecosystems, and so starts a chain of events that enhance the functionality and sustainability of the farming system. So okay. So what do you guys think so far? What I'm thinking right now is agroforestry is basically the planting of crops near to each other, and it gives nutrients from the other plants. What do you guys think about this so far? Okay, in that case, I guess we'll continue. Still post ideas in the chat. So, okay. Trees also produce a wide range of useful and marketable products. From fruits / nuts, medicines, wood products, etc. This intentional combination of agriculture and forestry has multiple benefits, such as greatly enhanced yields from staple food crops, enhanced farmer livelihoods from income generation, increased biodiversity, improved soil structure and health, reduced erosion, and carbon sequestration. Okay, so now what I think of this so far is basically it's planting crops near to each other so that it's easier to manage. Okay. Agroforestry particles are highly beneficial in the tropics. So what do you guys think they mean by particles? Agroforestry it's practices. Okay, practices. Agroforestry practices are highly beneficial in the tropics, especially in subsistence small holdings in sub-Saharan Africa. So it's just it's very beneficial in the tropics. Okay. And have been found to be beneficial in Europe and the United States. Okay, so now I'll pass you on to Luke. Luke, you could start sharing your thing. Luke, you could start sharing your thing. All right. So I'm gonna pause the recording. All right, so let's continue.
Okay, so for the tree updates, we planted at least 45 to 50 trees so far.
Oh, okay. So guys, let's do a recap. We're gonna go till 3:40. All right, so all right, I have to share screen. All right. So that was a very deep topic. It had a lot of information. And then, wait, I gotta enable that today. Okay, accidentally stop sharing. Okay. Enable editing. New slide. All right.
Okay, Sabir. You don't have to do a recap.
All right.
So we are going to end the meeting now. Hope you all stay safe and stay well. If the meeting will be posted on YouTube on the Greenids channel, so you could just check it out after
Yep.
the meeting. So everybody have a wonderful weekend and stay safe.
Bye, everybody.